Chris Christie didn't mince his words. He knew exactly what he wanted to say, and item for item, both in the indictment and for what former President Trump represented, he completely destroyed, annihilate the figment of imagination of what MAGA thought about their president. I want you to listen to this, and then we'll take it on the other side.
It is a very tight, very detailed, evidence-laden indictment, and the conduct in there is awful. I mean, put aside taking the documents in the first place, but then when you start getting asked, Anderson, in May of 21, nicely with a letter from the archivist saying, "Could you please give them back?" And you ignore it. Then they come with a grand jury subpoena, and then according to the indictment, you tell your lawyers, tell them we don't have anything, even though you have dozens and dozens of boxes of material. That's obstruction of justice if it's true. This is vanity run amok, Anderson. Run amok, ego run amok. And he is now going to put this country through this when we didn't have to go through it. I did this for 7 years in New Jersey. We did 130 political corruption prosecutions without a loss. What I can tell you for sure I know about that indictment is there's probably about a third of the evidence they actually have is in that indictment.
There's a lot more.
There will guaranteed be a lot more. When you're a prosecutor, you never put every card on the table before the trial. And so there's going to be a lot more. Don't be fooled. There's a lot more information to come when they go to trial. Specifically, I think there are going to be a lot of witnesses who actually worked for Donald Trump who are now going to be testifying against him.
You know him very well.
Yes.
Why do you think he did it? I mean,
he cannot live with the fact that he lost to Joe Biden. He can't live with it. And look, I watched the way Joe Biden's performing. I'd be pretty bummed out too if I'd lost to Joe Biden. But the fact is he did. And he wants to continue to pretend he's president. He wants the trappings of the presidency around him. And I think one of those trappings is these documents. And we're in a situation where there are people in my own party who are blaming DOJ. How about blame him? He did it. He hasn't won a damn thing since 2016. Three-time loser. 2018, we lost the House. 2020, we lost the White House. We lost the United States Senate a couple of weeks later in 2021. And in 2022, we lost 2 more governorships, another Senate seat, and barely took the House of Representatives when Joe Biden had the most incompetent first 2 years I've ever seen in my life. Loser, loser, loser.
Look, Chris Christie made a few faux pas when he tried to claim some issues with Joe Biden. Look, I'm not a Joe Biden fan, but Joe Biden is orders of magnitudes better than any one of the Republicans that were running. And as far as the economy is concerned, based on the policies that the guy supported and passed, there's not one of them that would have done better for the economy or could do better for the economy because their philosophy is austerity for the people and socialism for the corporations and the rich people. That's what their policy is. Austerity for the people and socialism and abundance for the rich, the wealthy, and the connected corporate class. So Christie was absolutely wrong there. But where he laid out that Donald Trump acted nothing more than a mob boss, he got it perfectly right. And I hope he continues to do that. He's likely unable to get out of the primary given what the base looks like. But you know what? He will. For those people who are sitting on the fence thinking, we can forget about what Donald Trump represents. We know he's a heathen. We know that he doesn't know how to treat women. We know that he's an evil person. But you know what? Under him, we will get our tax cuts, etc. If you understand that it's not only about the tax cuts, if you understand that he's a clear and present danger for the country, that he would sell the country's soul for $1, then folks would understand, you know what? Voting for him is an existential threat, not only to the country, but personally to us all. we spend a lot of time deconstructing the news, trying to parse it into a form that everybody can understand. We try to find those little nitpicks where it flies above the fray, etc. If you really like these videos that we do, I want to ask a big favor. Please go ahead, number one, subscribe to our channel, and number two, please join if you can. Thank you so kindly for watching. Keep watching. Please remember to share. We must populate the entire internet with our progressive message, a message that we know is what most Americans say that they want. So help us, please join.